Today is November 20th, 2023. I'm going to now go through these charts to figure out structures within the market so that I can compile them and figure out which ones will be useful for me in developing my strategy. I was hoping to acquire 3, but it looks like after thinking about it, there's essentially just 2. One of them is continuation, and the other is major trend reversal. That's what I'm looking for. So these major trend reversals are specifically, actually they're slightly different based on what confluences are used to define the next candle formations. For instance, if there's a major trend reversal, where is that occurring? How strong is that major trend reversal? And the other part is, if it is a continuation, am I looking at it based on a trend day, right? So even if, so it seems like everything, it seems like when I'm looking at it, everything is a major trend, it's a trend reversal for a particular trade that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a major trend reversal. So the language that I've acquired now, based on looking at these candle chart formations, is essentially, this is a uptrend, and this, if I were to sell here, it would be called a swing trade. But if I sold, if I somehow got in and sold around here, that would be considered a scalp, with this area limiting the, actually defining what type of trade that I will be doing. And so the idea for me is to create a swing trade, okay? So I was thinking of compiling at least 3, and then the 4th would be used to exit the trade. So if I were to look at this particular trade, then somehow if I were to have gotten in here, then it would define that if I got out here, or held it until I got out here, somewhere around here, right? And so if I was actually in this trade and I would look at it, and all of a sudden there was a reversal here, I would think to myself, okay, is this going to create a major trend reversal within my trade? If that's the case, then I would exit here, okay? So I would essentially exit at that point, right here. So I'm looking at this area, which will allow me to exit the trade. Enter the trade here, somewhere around here, okay, based on the recognition of this double bottom right there, okay? It's the recognition of this double bottom, okay? So all trades, if I were to enter, it would be considered a major trend reversal, okay? So if I were to look at it, but on a different way, and look at this situation, which is ABC setup, which essentially means that on this candle right there, formation, I would enter, okay? So that would be considered another. So that would be considered a trend reversal right here. Actually, this is what we call a continuation. So this would be, so I would classify that as a continuation, okay? I would classify it as a continuation. This is a major trend reversal. So those are the 2 primary things that I've identified so far, okay, right? So even if it's here and I'm looking at it from the perspective of, even if I'm looking at here from the perspective of right here, if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this as a double top and it's coming down. And somehow if I were to have gotten in here at this point, and I would be trading here, and then I would somehow have miraculously survived and still kept the trade going, and I would exit from this point, then then I would say that here, and somehow if I were to have gotten out right here. So if I were to have gotten out here, that would be considered within this time frame. Within this time frame, it would be called a major trend reversal. And if I were to have somehow gotten in here, that would be considered a continuation. So there's only two types of trading that's occurring. So other people talk about, well, there's a wedge formation or there's a flag formation. There's things like that. That is either a continuation or classified as a major trend reversal. That's the way that I see it. Okay. So this is not a major trend reversal. This is still going in the continuation. And when I enter here, I'm continuing on the primary trend, which is this, and moving up based on that primary trend, and using this as a temporary pullback. Okay, so that's a pullback. So essentially, there's just two types of trades. Okay, continuation and major trend reversal. Okay, that's what I would be keying off of. So that particular signal here can be classified into multitudes of scenarios. This could be ABC, or this could be a flag, this could be a wedge, or whatever it is. So there are myriad of possibilities for that to occur. So this could essentially be a flag, right? That could be a flag right there. So these identification of these things are showing me the components that makes up what's happening within the day. Okay. So now so I'm basically looking at all the stocks that I have on my watch list. So if I look here, this is essentially a continuation. I'm looking at this. So green bar here, there's a continuation right there. So that's a continuation right there. Okay. And I see that it's going in a trend right here, and that would be considered a major trend reversal right there. Okay. So that would be considered a major trend reversal, which whereupon I can get into. Okay, so I would look here, went up, but it's lower high, which means that it's still going down, which means that I could sell. So that would be also considered a continuation here. So that would be considered a continuation right there. So that's continuation, major trend reversal. Okay, that would be considered a major trend reversal, but that would be continuation here. Okay, so I could have traded this based on continuation, and this will be considered a major trend reversal here. So I would be swing trading from this point forward here to up here, right? When I start to see this red candle, and that should exit my trade. So this essentially is just depicting a continuous trend that's going up, and it's bouncing off the 200-day moving average, and it's staying above the VWAP. And so this would be essentially a continuation of a long rise trending day. So far I've also identified there are two types of trades that I can make. One of them is continuation, and the other is major trend reversal. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I don't trade this much, but I don't trade it at all, actually. So I'm looking at this, and this also essentially, see right there, boom, boom, right there. That would be considered a trend trade right there. Continuation. That's a continuation. Then here would be considered a major trend reversal. This would also be considered a major trend reversal right there, trading like that. And that would be until it reaches a point where it's, however, at this point when it's choppy like that, it's possible for me to have exited here as soon as I got in here, not being able to hold longer than that. But so far, I've identified two types of trading that I could do. So let's go to Adobe here. Again, I'm looking at this, and this region right there would be considered a continuation. Possibly with the entry here, that would be difficult to do. Moves up and then dropping is a strong possibility. That would be a major trend reversal right here with another major trend reversal here, right here. Okay, and then this would be a section where major trend reversal could play part in there. And so looking at it from here, that's about a 610 to 607. So that's about a 3-point move. And it just continued going up. Okay, so all right, so that's still, I'm just looking at it. I'm identifying just two types. Looking at the AMD. So I would say that, again, I'm looking at this, and right here will be considered a continuation right there, right? So if I look here, I would look at this region here, right here, within this region here, that would be entry point for continuation. Move up, pull back, continuation trade. So that would be the continuation trade. Otherwise, this would be considered a major trend reversal. Trend reversal here, and that would be considered continuation. This right there would be considered a major trend reversal right there with a double bottom. And then also here, when it touched down and did this thing here. So it was using the, what is that? Is that, that looks like it's today's open. Is that what it is? Is that today's open? Yeah, that is today's open right there. Okay, that's the day's open. That's previous day's close. That's day's open right there, and it was actually bouncing off of that, and so that could have been a substantial gain here. 120, 121. So that's about $1 move. That's not much for AMD. So I'm looking at this, and the story is very similar. It looks like. So if I were to identify something here, I would consider this a double top right there, double bottom right there, and then take that trend up, right? That's right there. But I would not be able to buy that, right? Because when it's doing this, it could just keep going down. I have to see some sort of a candle formation that goes up to a certain point that provides a strength that it would be going beyond this. It could just drop like that, right? So same story here. Major trend reversal with the continuation. And if I got in here, that would be considered a continuation. So basically there's just two types. And if I look here, this is considered a continuation here, and then here is the continuation trade here, and that would be major trend reversal right there. Major trend reversal, and that would be the exit point because it's actually range bound. That thing is essentially moving sideways. Okay, so it's moving in a range, a very tight range. Okay, and so it gets there. It's higher. This is higher than here, and so I would expect that even if when it dips, there is a chance that it would come back up. But when it comes back up and then it paints a red color candle, that means that I suppose it means there's a higher probability that it's going to create a double top and then start to come down and do this right here. Continuation, trend reversal so far. So I'm looking at this here, and on my previous video, I talked about how it would be essentially 3 different patterns with 1 exit, but it looks like what it's going to do is essentially what's going to happen is that essentially there's going to be just 3, right? Two entries and 1 exit. Okay, that's it. And the exit is going to be very similar to the first 2. Okay, if there's a major trend reversal, I'd exit. But if it's so I would be looking for a major trend reversal, and based on that, is it going to be a scalp, or is it going to be a continuation? Is it going to be a swing trade? So that's going to define whether I use a continuation, or do I recognize it as a continuation, or is it just saying that there's a higher probability that it's going to be a major trend reversal? So here, I'm looking at this as well, like up, down, up. That would be continuation. Had I gotten in here somehow, it would be difficult to do when the trade opens up. Now that would be considered a major trend reversal right there. Okay. Now this would be considered a major trend reversal as well. And this will just keep continuing until it gets all the way up there. Wow. So I'm just recognizing just major trend reversals. Just major trend reversals right here. Okay. It's just major trend reversals. And what's going to impact that is based on how the other confluences are impacting it. Okay. How is that? How are other confluences contributing to its trajectory? Okay. So now I'm looking at this. Right here is a major trend reversal right there. Okay, based on here. So here it was trending down and then it started to trend up. Moved sideways. I mean, if it was moving sideways for from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, that's 1 hour of moving sideways. I guess that's lunch or something. Somebody's having lunch. So the people who are trading just went lunch. And then it just started to continue. There was a spike within that time. So the trend, it picked up where they left off and started to pick up right there. Okay. So this is a very, this is Boeing here, and it started to go up. It touched down on the VWAP. This should have been the entry point for a major trend reversal. That's the dip there, and that's the trend right there. Okay, that should have been the entry point to take as soon as it did that, and then start to move back up like that. And so based on whether I'm scalping or swing trading, this is going to define whether I keep the trade or exit the trade. That is the point right there. That's the point where I decide whether. And had I held it even through this, not sure how you hold it through this. When it's painting and it's dropping like that, you're saying to yourself, okay, this has a high probability. I mean, there's a possibility. There's a possibility that this is just going to keep going up, going down like this. I mean, it's if I were to draw a line there, I mean, that's what it's going to do. Okay, that's what it's wanting to do. So holding through that would be very difficult, right? But I mean, if I were to have held it, it'll be up to 219 from here, which is, well, that's like almost that's a $5 move right there from here. That's five. That's how would I put that? That'd be 500-point move. Okay, that would be a 500-point move. That's significant. Okay, now I'm looking at this guy here too. So when I look at it, I'm looking, that is a trend, and that's a reversal, major reversal, if I were to get into it. That would be considered a major trend reversal right there. So right there is a major trend reversal that I'm looking at, and pop, drop, holding through that would be difficult, and moving back up like that. I mean, each candle formations, I mean, look at that, boom. That right there would be, right there, these series of red candles right there. And then it keeps going up, and then it went back up, down. So holding through that would be difficult. I mean, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, that's major trend. That looks like a possible trend reversal. But if I were to draw a line if I were to draw a line, it does continue on that line right there, right? All the way to here. So I'm looking at a major trend reversal. Continuation would be, I suppose, continuation can be any one of these, specifying that this candle, this candle, this candle, in sum, is painting a major trend continuation, essentially. So there's a little dip, pull back, and then went back up. So I'm looking at this situation here. See right there, that's a continuation right there. I could have gotten in here, so that I would classify that as a continuation, right? So the continuation trade right there, and then that would be a major trend reversal right there. Okay, so that would be a major trend reversal, and then as it comes here, it touches down, and it keeps going up. Okay, so this would be the section where we could also consider a major trend reversal for that particular snippet of trade. Okay, so that's how it works. Now I'm looking at, so essentially the trades that I will make, the trades that I will make essentially is primarily based on major trend reversal, because that's what I'm seeing. So here is another major, here's another trend reversal right there. Okay, so the continuation is moving in this direction. Where would the entry point be when I get in here? It's a continuation. So if I were to get into this situation here, and I'm seeing a, so continuation is going to have to be somewhere between here and here. Okay, that says, okay, it's continuing based on this formation that says this trend has started, and this pullback has to be recognized as a minor pullback based on the major trend that is created from point A to point B. So that's something that I need to recognize. So if I look here, here's another one. That right there, if I were to enter into this particular area of interest, would be considered a major trend reversal right there. This also would be a major trend reversal. I will look at it and then take the challenge right there, just like that. So anything on a anything on an intraday basis would be mostly just a major trend reversal. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, if I look at Costco, so Costco here is showing a double top here. Okay, so if I missed this point of shorting it, then that would be the next point that would allow me to short here. So based on here, that's a 581, that's 578, so approximately about a 300 point move, 300 point move from there to here. And it's actually riding the 200-day moving average. Look at that, it's riding the 200-day moving average. Okay, so that would be considered a major trend reversal here, right here. So essentially, there will be essentially just two types: continuation, major trend reversal. Whereupon this trend reversal is riding to this point, somewhere around here, to ride it out. Or I could consider it as a trend, actually as a continuation trade, based on looking at here and based on looking at here. So if I look at here, from here to here, I would say that if I were to have gotten in anywhere here, I would consider it as a continuation from based on here. Or I could say that it's from here too. but that would be considered a pullback. So the distinction between continuation and a major trend reversal is that I'm saying that my entry is based on a minor trend reversal. Okay, that's the distinction between a major trend reversal. So for this trade to occur from here, from this trend to this trend, that would be considered a major trend reversal. That would also be considered a major trend reversal to here. Beautiful double top. How does this get away with it? How was it that that was missed? That would have been a fantastic trade. This would have been a fantastic trade. So now I'm looking at CRM here, and I'm looking at it, and I see a couple points. Essentially, what happens is these things. So there will be a trend reversal here, major trend reversal. I'm looking at here as well. So I'm looking at this point to here. Here would be something that I can look into. Essentially, just a trend day moving up. So I'm looking at that. Then I look at the CVX here, and the CVX is essentially providing. Oh, look at that! It's something that if I was aware of, I would be able to. I mean, that's a clear indication of what this was doing. But until I see it, see, look at that, 145, 140. Oh, okay, so it was in a very tight range. Okay, but if I see something here, it's actually hugging the upper side of the previous day's highs, right? It was moving around on the previous day's high of yesterday, previous day's high. So now, if I look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, so this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, all right? So when I look at this Dow Jones Industrial Average, it was actually moving above the VWAP all day. Look at that. It was moving up. It was booking. This is probably lunchtime. Yep, it's lunchtime. It does that during the lunchtime. I wonder if that thing actually repeats. So lunchtime, looks like something else happened as well. People stopped trading maybe. But the trend was essentially moving up. And that's a temporary pullback. And so that would be an interesting way to trade as well, right? Interesting thing to trade. So now I look at Disney. Disney should have been interesting because it went up all day today somehow, miraculously. So that would have been an area of major trend reversal. It went up and somehow, so this would be a range here. That would be a range. It would be range bound. So that would be a major trend reversal, and that would be major trend reversal as well because it's range bound, and then it started moving up. So that could be considered a wedge. So that could be considered a wedge right there. Okay, wedge formation. And as soon as it touched the previous day's high, it actually started with the previous day's low and then went up to the previous day's high. Okay, so, and it closed. That's interesting. So if I look at it for the, that would be interesting, isn't it? So I'm looking at this. Okay. So that was previous day's high. And that's open and that's close. But it just essentially erased this candle. Okay. It is essentially erased the previous day's candle because it started out, it started out here. Previous day's, okay, so that's previous day's close. Previous day's open must have been up here somewhere. Okay, that's how it works. Yeah, and it just erased it and moved back up here. So previous day's open was probably here. And so it messed up, and yesterday was irrelevant. So here, like that. Then I'm looking at FTX here. So I'm looking at it, and when I look at it, major trend reversal, that would be continuation here. Somehow, had I known, it would be difficult to make this trade here. Recognition of that particular candle right there would specify that it is a continuation, so that would be a continuation. So the continuation trade would be a subset of a major trend reversal. Okay? So when it got here, it went sideways all the way through, and then here, create a double top towards a close. I should have been. And these are the points of entries that I could have taken care of with a 200-day. Oh, what's that? Is that a 200-day moving average? Maybe that's the 200-day moving average. That's what it looks like. Yep. That's the 200-day moving average. Yep. So now I'm looking at this ABC right there. That would be a continuation play right there. Had I gotten in here, that would be considered a continuation. But I'm concerned that it would do this, pop back up, and start to come back down. That's a strong possibility. So this will be considered a major trend reversal based on here within this time frame. And I would be, if I can somehow survive this flag right there, okay, and looked at it, and I would be able to take profit on this one here. So that would be 137.7, 137.7, about a 100 point. That's about a 100 point move right there, 100 point. But somehow, if I had survived it all the way here, whoa, that would have been 200 point move on a Google. Okay, so I'm looking at Home Depot. And so this is something that I'm going to be harnessing during my trades. So this actually came close to this line, which is previous day's low. And so if I recognized this and was waiting for this particular moment to occur, and this candle enveloped it along with these two candles, creating a major trend reversal, I could have taken advantage of it as it started to inch up, and then it got to this point, and that would be probably the exit point right there. And then, as soon as it broke out, that would be another entry point, or it would be considered a major trend reversal. The reason why it's a major trend reversal is because it was range bound for roughly about 850 to essentially, what is that, 1050, roughly. So about a 2-hour range bound for 2 hours. And this would have been a beautiful trade, right? So had I gotten in here, that'd be, what is that? 307.5 to, that's about a 150 point move. And I look here, I'm looking at it, that would be considered a major trend reversal. I'd be looking out for that. And when I recognize it, I should take it. But it would be difficult to do when the candle's pointing here. I'm thinking, okay, so is that it? No, it's not. Here, double bottom, and then pops back up. That would be considered that would have been possible here. So I would have taken care of that, and that's an area of interest too. Respectability within that area. Okay, and then what's up? And that would be an area that I'd be considering when I'm making these trades. So if I look at this, which is essentially the previous day's close, right? That's previous day's close. It started below the previous day's close and started to move back up to the previous day's high. That's what I'm looking at. So now I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it to see where my entry points will be and my exit point will be. And so when I look at this, this would be a beautiful move if somehow I would have gotten in very early here, and the price is saying is 152.5. Theoretically, I could have held it to here, 152.5. That's roughly about a 100-point move. From here to here, that's a 100-point move. I would have it's possible that I would have ignored this, especially with just the one candle. I would have gotten here. Those little candles would be wearisome. Hard to hold through that, right? So small, 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 right there. It depicting a strong pullback right there. But somehow it started going up. See, these candles are clearly demonstrating that it's going up, and that refreshing green candle reinforcing its strength to move back up. So that's what I'm looking at here. So that would be considered a major trend reversal if I look at it. Yeah, temporarily, but the move would be quite small. So the stop loss would have triggered and I would have gotten out. Probably, I would not wait until here though, right? Okay, so now Intel's been pretty active recently. So I'm looking at here. Wow, look at that. Pull back, up. Then major trend reversal. What is the difference between this, and that? What is the difference? It looks the same, right? Does it look the same? If I look at it more closely, what's the difference? They look the same. So essentially it goes up, created this, created that, okay? But I don't see that here. So these are small. But this is still above. This is here. And so so I would say that would be a major trend reversal here, based on this candle dropping below this candle here. Here, if it's just a single one, it's possible it'll do this and it'll do this and it'll just start coming back down. It's very possible. That would be considered a major trend reversal right there, and then that would be major trend reversal right here. Okay, so that would be considered a major trend reversal when I see it. These are things that I need to be looking at. That'll be from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So that's roughly about 2 hours. Same period. Something must have been going on. So IWM shares essentially looking at it, it's basically doing the same thing. Right here, oh, right here, and right here. Looking here, dupe, dupe. So A, B, C, right there. Boom. Huh. That's interesting. So how would I that is a major trend reversal here. Would I have taken it? I'm looking at here. So I'm looking at this situation here. So would I would be waiting for another drop before taking this. Okay, that's I don't know if I can trade that. Okay, Johnson & Johnson. I'll look at here, that would be continuation. So I would see that, I would see a pullback, and on this candle, I suppose, it would be difficult to do, because I'm thinking, okay, so it's going to do a double top, and then start to drop, but this candle has a strong possibility to carry the momentum up above, because look at it, it's like small little candles after this major pullback here. Pullback here, small little candles moving up. So somehow, if I were to recognize it as a continuation, so I would have to recognize this as continuation, gotten in here somehow, and then got here for a major trend reversal here. When it started to move sideways here, I would have gotten out. That's the way I would trade. So I would look for this, and then I'll look for something like that. So if I bought this and it went up and started doing this, I would have gotten out right here. I would have gotten out right there. Or sold here because it was pointing a lower high. And dipped over here, I would be cautious here. And then here, it would be here. It would reverse. As soon as it, what kind of candle is it? Yeah, so as soon as it popped back up there, I would somehow figure out how to get out of that situation. So that would be the exit point. Entry here, exit point here for a put. Yeah, and then, so I'm recognizing basically just a couple of things that I could trade. Major trend reversal here, okay, going up, take profit here. Major trend reversal here, take profit here, somewhere around there. That's the way that things are. But this would have been the major move, but I would miss it. Okay, so I'm looking here. Look at that. That would be considered a major trend reversal on an intraday basis. And if I look here, so I'm categorizing all these things. And when I categorize them, I'm seeing certain characteristics that are clearly visible. Clearly visible. Clearly visible in the realm of trading possibilities here. Sideways, boom. Okay. And here, that would be, I'm looking at it. That would be difficult to do because it dipped below the previous day's low, and I'm thinking here. And that would be a major trend reversal, but even if it went back up, it would be below, it would be somewhere on the lower side of the previous day's close. Low close. Look at that. Look at this range right there. Just stay there. So that would be a major trend reversal. Major trend reversal recognition. So I would be looking for major trend reversals at a point where the major trend reversals do occur, and look for the continuations based on that major trend reversal right there. Okay, right here, right there, right there, right there. Yeah. This would be an interesting one here. Right there, major trend reversal, and being able to recognize this, that would be considered a entry here somehow of a continuation. So there would be two types of trades essentially. This is setting it up. This is setting it up. So when I enter here, that would be a continuation trade. If I somehow miss this, I would be trading for this. But there's essentially just a primary thing, which is essentially major trend reversal. That's it. That's all there is. Just major trend reversal. Okay, I thought there would be more, but essentially there's only primarily just one. Within the, wow, look at that. It just started going up all the way through. So this would be difficult to trade. So that would be previous day's high, and that's where it opened. Okay, right there. Previous day's close, today's open, right? Previous day's low, previous day's high. So that became support and started to move up. So if I look at Meta, it's always interesting. And I traded it today. I actually traded Meta on my personal account, but I lost. The reason why is because I got in somewhere here, I think, right around here. And then it went up and then started back down, but my stop loss was right here. So that got me out of that trade. Had I shorted here, that would have been a substantial amount of gain. We're looking at from here, I mean, we're looking at 342 basically. That's about a 342 to 339. So that's about a $3 move. That's a 300-point move right there. Right there. Look at that. That would have been an interesting trade right there. Right here. Continuation. Major trend reversal. Exit on this major trend reversal because it's going sideways. So based on here, which is roughly about 8:25 to about 12 o'clock, which is approximately about 4 hours. It moved sideways for 4 hours. Okay. Then I come over here. So this will be very difficult to do. Okay, so the previous day's high, previous day's low. It dipped below. It's just essentially painting a bearish picture. So any spikes would have been a good place to start shorting, selling. Here was another possibility. Here was another possibility, and right here as well. And then reversal here. Okay, these are things that I could trade. Yeah. These are things that I could trade from here to here. So these are things that I could have traded on a daily basis. Look at that, trend reversals. Okay, so now here's a biggie here. Would be an interesting trade to have made it work, but there was a major trend reversal here at the beginning of the day, which is in line with the statistical nature of stocks, essentially. Apparently, there's a 50% chance or something like that for the trade to reverse. Okay, so here would have been an entry point because it would be very difficult to hold through this point here when your gain, especially if I have a trailing stop. But it goes up, keeps going up, and it actually was here for a little bit for sideways. That would be, this is a minute candle, which means that minute candle, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 15 minutes of the sideways being range bound. And that would be considered, that would be difficult to do. That would be considered double top, another double top right there, and taking profit here. Had I gotten in like that, chances are I would not have traded beyond this point. So that's the way that Microsoft is. And Micron, on this day, it's moving the same way. It's been a double bottom, moves up and kept going up. So I would say that within an intraday swing trade, what I see is essentially a major trend reversal. Everything is a major trend reversal. Minor trend reversal, except for a dip. So I'm looking at something for a continuation. I would be expecting the candlestick formations to fall in line with what it should be doing. So now I'm going to keep looking at this. So if I look at Nike, that would have been a fantastic trade right there had I seen it. It was moving sideways all the way through over here. And then it also did the same thing here. And it started going up right there. Lower high based on, that seems to be the 200-day moving average. Okay. And if I look here, mm-hmm. Moving here, sideways, and that would be considered a major trend reversal right there. Right there, huh? But how would I know? See, I could have gotten in here, and nothing would have happened for quite a while, right? It would just move sideways. So stop loss is incredibly important. So that's what's happening here. So I'm looking at this situation. Look at that right there. And it was range bound right there. Same here. Same here. And then here's the major trend change. Based on here, it's bouncing off the VWAP. So that would have been a good trade. So that would be a major trend reversal. These are the areas of interest that I should be looking at. So essentially on a swing trading basis of a intraday, it's primarily based on major trend reversal, and the continuation is hard to do because continuation is essentially a separator between a swing trade and a scalp trade, and holding through a continuation setup is difficult to do when I'm holding onto a major trend reversal swing trade, or right, because I have so there would be an urge to a scalp. And so so I'm looking at the Palo Alto networks now. So when I look at this is the 200-day moving average, this is the 50-day moving average. It's bouncing off of that. So this essentially is look at here, it's a continuation. I don't see any major trend reversals at all, except here, which is going sideways. And this is doing a small pullback, and when it starts going back up, that would be a continuation here. That would be considered a continuation, wouldn't it? That would be a continuation, but I would have to wait a long time for that. So I'm looking at here. So I'm looking at a major trend reversal, previous day's high, previous day's low, open, that's closed there. Oh, actually close, that's the open. And so it essentially was painting a bearish day. Essentially it's bearish day because that's, yeah, even though the market was behaving nicely. So I would look for a major reversal, trend reversal here, moving up, and then there would be a continuation at this point here. A lot of selling probably, and a lot of buying. The exchanges based on here, moving back up like that. And if I look at the Qualcomm, I'm looking at a major trend reversal. I would have to wait until, what is that, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? So that would be like after lunch, right? Eastern time. This was actually pointing down. So I'm looking at this. That's a major trend reversal here, but that would be trend reversal there and another trend reversal there. Okay, so I'm looking at the QQQ. QQQ is moving up. I mean, that's a major trend reversal there. See, it was going sideways all day. That'd be kind of, that's a continuation. A, B, C setup. So A, B, right there, and a C. I would be buying for the C. I would have gotten in here, got a little small dip, and I would have had a chance to take profit there. Okay, and I look at the Corvo. Same story. Everything is the same story. Look at that. It's behaving exactly. It has the same architecture because it's part of the QQQ, and everything else is behaving very similarly. Starbucks. Wow, look at that. Just swooned all the way here. There must have been some bad news or something because that's previous day's low. Right here, it's going down. If I look at this, well, look at that move. So it's going sideways all day. Look at that. Practically the whole day it was going sideways. And then there was that major trend reversal. And it would be difficult for me to trade this. So that'd be continuation, continuation, continuation until it's not. That would be difficult to trade. And if I look at the S&P, so that would be a continuation here based on this swing trade. Yeah. If I had not gotten in, then I would use this as a major trend reversal. So I would say it would be considered a continuation. And if I look at here, that would be the major trend reversal. It's above VWAP, so it's bullish all day. Right there, this will be continuation. So essentially what happens is that there's a truncated version of essentially the rest of the day on the primarily based on the open pullback and then moves back up. The pullback is essentially a continuation. Yeah. So I'm looking at Fireworks, and it was above the previous day's high, which is bullish here. But for the early morning, it was hovering around here and it started to pop up. Yep. That's what's happening. Now, target was bearish, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Started out, moved down. So that means that if I were to trade, I would have to wait until like 10:30. And then look at this, and then I would say that that's the bottom, and then keep moving it back up. And thermal fissure, double top. So that would be double top right there, and double bottom right there. Touching the previous day's close, it looks like, right? Or today's open. Today's open, is it? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That is the open, yeah. That is the open. So the open has respect. It demands respect. Now here's an interesting one. It didn't do anything until it moved back up there towards right here. It didn't do anything until at this moment right here, which is at about 12 o'clock after lunchtime. So something must have been going on. So people who traded this, the bulls, did not buy until 12 o'clock. So that's how things are. Okay. And then there's TXN. TXN is doing the same thing right here. Look at that. That's a major trend reversal. That's a trend reversal here, and then it goes back up. Yep. So these are essentially major trend reversals. So, and right there, that's a steep decline, but that was just going up all day. Here's something. See, I saw this today, but I did not trade. I could have, and I would have had a very good result if I decided to lean towards the stock on my FTMO challenge. But I decided to just blow the challenge. Yeah, that's how it works. So I would consider this point, and I saw this, that would be considered a major trend reversal right here based on this setup. And the entry point would be here. That's what. Here would be a continuation, but that is, I mean, look how the tight range this is, and started to keep going down. That's unbelievably long movement. And also, afterward, it started to pick up and climb back up. So what was the point? Okay, So the impact of the news must have been, so this would be the continuation, but I don't know how anybody could get into this. So somebody must have gotten in, right? So I would, for people like me, that seems to be a reasonable point to enter based on major trend reversal here. Moving up. So if I look at Wells Fargo, it was range bound. This is right here. Okay, so not much to look at. And this is Walmart on the heels of a earnings report that disappointed everybody. And right here would be the range bound area. And here is the point where the major trend reversal shifts from the range bound to leveling down. Okay. And then here's when. Here's, I mean, this was tradable actually. I was contemplating to enter in this stock. It would have been a very nice gain had I gotten in right here. Right here is a point where I would get in. And that would be, what is that? 96.4? 86.4. So that's 86.4 and 87.4. So that's about a dollar, 100-point move. Okay, so now I've substantiated, now I have clarified the trades that I can make. I've substantiated it now, okay, based on looking at my watch list and pointing to locations where I could have gone for a major trend, major trend. Okay, so early in the day, which this is the part, this is the next part where I could have gotten in. So that's how things are. So if I were to look at it for, if I were to look at it for 2 days, essentially it's a major trend reversals upon major trend reversals. So if I look, even if I look at Apple, I mean, we're looking at major trend reversal here to enter, major trend reversal here to exit, major trend reversals here, painting a double right there. So that's what's happening. Essentially, that's essentially what it is. So if I look at major trend reversals here, I mean, that's right there. If I were to have gotten in here, it would have been a very good day. But it went sideways all day, right there. And somehow, if I were to, well, I probably wouldn't have traded here. So I would have gotten out right there. So this is the point where major trend reversals occurred, where there's a breakout. So that's a breakout trade, which is a major trend reversal. That's a major trend reversal. A breakout is a major trend reversal. So there's a breakout within a range, and there is a reversal based on a trend. So there is actually three types. There's actually three types, isn't there? So there's a breakout. So there's a breakout. So that's also considered a major trend reversal. But that would be considered considered something different. So there's one type which is called a major trend reversal and there's a major trend. Okay, so major trend breakout. Oh, actually, it would be called a breakout. Okay, so it would be called a breakout. Okay, so it would be considered a breakout if the trade was in a if the stock is in a range bound situation, it will be called a breakout. But if there's a major trend reversal between one trend to create another trend, that would be called a major trend reversal. Okay, trend reversal. So So I would call it reversal. So I would just call it reversal. I don't have to add a major trend. It's call it a reversal, a breakout, and a continuation. So those are basically the three types of. So there's basically three types that exist. A breakout, okay? So there's three types. So there's three types that I will be looking forward to now. Okay? So now I have found them, and I can use those to exit the trade. So I'll say it again. The first is continuation, reversal, and a breakout. Those are the three types of setups that I will be investigating for the rest of my life, essentially, because that's essentially what's comprised of day trading. Okay, breakout, so continuation, reversal, and breakout. Okay, those are the three types. Those are the three types of, oh, yeah. That's it. Continuation, reversal, and a breakout. Okay, and I can use that to exit the trade too. So now things are making more sense. So let's take a look at this. And if I look at this guy right there, I mean, see, look, right there. See, it's range bound, no breakout, just range bound. Okay, right here, all the way through, it's range bound. So that's the way it is. So if I look at Costco, if I look at here, it's based on here, just range bound. It's just down and range bound. Not much movement. So if I look at Google, looks like Google had an interesting situation. And if I look here, it is. It started out somewhere in between, but it's below the close. So it opened up. So basically, is that the open? So let's see here. Previous day's high, previous day's close, previous day's low. Okay, is that the open? That's not the open. That's the open. Right there, that's the open. Today's open. The day's open is right there. And that right there is the, what is that? Is that the open? So that's how it works. Look at that. So if I look at this a little more closely, if I were to call this a major trend reversal, that would be the trend reversal. And I could theoretically call this a breakout situation right there. So that would be a breakout. And then this would be a continuation right there. If somehow I saw this and I got in here, A, B, C. If I were to have gotten here, that would be considered a continuation. It's not a trend reversal. I'm looking for a continuation. That is a trend reversal. When I look at this, I'm looking at this situation here, I'm saying to myself, okay, it's a continuation. So there's three types that are described here. Okay, continuation based on this trend. So that would be a dip. Okay, minor reversal, right? And then this will be a continuation. And then this will be a major trend reversal to this point here, over here. And then this would latch onto being a range bound situation. And this would be breaking out, and that would be considered a breakout trade. And I would be exiting at this point here. So there would have been a, essentially, what is that? 137 and 135.5. So that's roughly about 100 point move for that day. So based on what I've seen so far, it is clearly, there's three types. So there's three types: major trend reversal. So if I were to get in somewhere here, that would be considered a continuation. Let's say I got in here based on the trend that was being shown here, and I would say that would be a major trend reversal, and then this somehow, if I were to get into it, that would be considered either a continuation or a breakout. Okay, if I were to consider this a range bound situation, right? So that's what I'm thinking here. Okay, so now I'm beginning to clearly see the events that are occurring right here. That would be major trend reversal. So here, that would be continuation. All the way here, continuation right there. That's continuation. If I look at this, if I were to have gotten in here, okay, right there, based on this, it's a continuation. Okay, that's a major trend reversal. Okay, now here is, so, I mean, the breakout would be considered within a trend region, and then it breaks out. Okay, so that would be considered that. So that would be hard to hold here. I would have most likely, if I'm lucky, I would have gotten out here. Okay, when I started doing this, I would have gotten out. But I know this area, I've seen it before. It's tough to get out of that area. Okay, so I'm looking at that. And let's take a look at Tesla and see if I could recognize anything on this day. Yeah, that would be called a major trend reversal. And if I look here, on this trend, that would be considered a continuation. Okay, that would be called a continuation. I would look at this and I would say, okay, that's a continuation of this trend. Okay, but it would be considered a major trend reversal based on this little dip here. And then I would consider this region here a range bound area, and that would be called a breakout area. Okay, all the way there. That would be considered a major trend reversal, and then that would be considered a continuation, and major trend reversal. Okay, perhaps there was this one breakout area here. So I'm beginning to make sense of these three types of trading. This would have been beautiful. I saw this, I did not trade it. Okay, that would have saved my account. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this. Okay, I'm looking at this, and I'm already seeing it. I'm seeing it, and that would be a major trend reversal. And so essentially, if I were to have gotten in here, it would have been maybe considered as a range bound situation. That would be a breakout and go up. So I'm looking at it. There's three types. There are three types. There's just three types: continuation, reversal, breakout. Continuation, reversal, breakout.